first example that we're going to look at tells us to solve for the values of x and y given a system of equations. The equations that were given are 5x minus 2y equal to 16, 3x plus 4y plus 6 equal to 0. This system of equations may actually look familiar to you, because this is what we did to illustrate the earlier module. Alright, so now let's see how we are going to do that. As we did in the previous discussion, the elimination method, we have to set these equations up, lining them up in columns of variables and constants. First column is the x column, second column is the y column, and the third column is the constant column. So that gives us equations 1 and 2. Now we take equation 1. So in order for us to do the substitution, we take equation 1 and we will express that in terms of x. We will express equation 1 in terms of x. How do we do that? We've seen that in some of our earlier modules. If we take equation 1, we find out that 5x will be equal to 2y plus 16. Okay, this is a manipulation of equation 1. Basically, to get that, all we're doing is we're moving this minus 2y to the other side of the equality sign. Therefore, x is now going to be equal to 2y, okay, plus 16 quantity divided by 5. We call that equation 3. So now we have equation 1, we have equation 2, we have equation 3. What do we do next? The next thing we do now is to begin to substitute. What do we substitute? We substitute equation 3 into equation 2. Equation 3 will go into equation 2. Right? So to do that, what we'll now do is wherever we see x, we will now put, let me clean this up. So from equation 2, wherever we see value of x, we will put this expression 2y plus 16 divided by 5 into that variable x. With that, we have now successfully created equation number 4. This now becomes a very simple problem to solve. We've solved something like this in our earlier module when we talked about expressions, equations and expressions, and so on and so forth. With this, we see now that y will be equal to minus 3. And how did we get that? All we needed to do was to simplify this expression, 6y plus 48 divided by 5 plus 4y equal to minus 6. And again, how did we get that? It's all because we multiplied this 3 through. Okay, that gives us that expression. Now we have that to say 26y will be equal to minus 30 minus 48. Therefore, y is equal to 3. Okay, once we know the value of y, then we will now bring that y, we'll substitute that value of y, which is minus 3, into equation 1. Okay, what does that look like? When we substitute, so this is minus 3, y is equal to minus 3 here. When we substitute y equal to minus 3 into equation 1, then we begin to see how the value of x will emerge. The value of x, so it will be 5x minus 2 times minus 3. Where does the minus 3 come from? Minus 3 comes from the fact that y has now been found to be equal to minus 3. Therefore, x will be equal to 2.